For FYI, I'm Ben Harris.
And I'm Jen Flagg.
It will also be used as a private lunchroom for seniors during lunch periods. A ribbon cutting ceremony took place before school started on Tuesday, in which Principal Val Jean Olin and class officers participated. Senior class President Brian Clark had the honor of actually slicing the ribbon. Jason Cheek had a chance to catch up with Principal Val Jean Olin in the middle of the festivities to ask her a few questions about the opening of the new third floor.
Hi, I'm here with Principal Val Jean Olin, who along with students and staff has just completed the official opening of not only the mezzanine, but also the third floor. Miss Olin, how big of a relief is it to finally see all this construction completed?
Well, honestly, I have to say that I'm so excited today, I don't have any sense of relief. Just, it's a wonderful day.
And how big of a factor has these delays in the actual finishing been to students and staff?
We really haven't been delayed. It was projected that this project would not be completed till March. So in moving into our new spaces, we're really several weeks early. The only delay has been I felt that the mezzanine would be open in September, and that wasn't the case. So the students have had a sense of things being delayed, and that certainly has been. I don't think it has in any way impeded our school program.
Mm-hmm. And what new opportunities do you see arising due to the new construction?
Oh, we're going to be able to offer some new courses, principally a photography course, because now we have a dark room. We're going to have a quiet study area in the mezzanine for students, which is something they've been asking for years. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a large room on the third floor, which is going to be much more conducive to the drama courses, speech courses, and that sort of thing. We're going to have special ed in a much nicer area than the closets they've been working out of for several years. And I could go on and on. Mm-hmm. There's a great deal that we're gaining from this.
Okay, thank you, Miss Olin.
Thank you, Jason.
This has been Jason Cheek reporting for Wells High FYI. Now, back to the studio.
While Miss Olin had her reactions to the new expansion, it is the students who will actually be using the facilities the most. FYI correspondent Tracy Lavasser had a chance to talk to one such student about the use of the mezzanine.
The mezzanine opened 2 days ago, and we thought we'd ask the opinion of a senior who has the privilege of eating lunch up there, what she thought of it during lunch. What do you think of the atmosphere upstairs during lunch?
Well, I think it's a lot more comfortable. It's easier to carry on a conversation, mostly. But downstairs it was too loud, and it's more comfortable, I think.
Was it like you had expected it to be?
I hadn't really expected it to be quite so small, but I like it the way it is.
Just cozy.
Yeah, cozy.
Thank you. For FYI, this has been Tracy Lavasser.
New courses are in the works for the 1989-90 school year. Next year, students will be offered a broader range of courses which will include new courses and revised old courses. In the English department, for example, the 9th grade English teachers will be changing around and revising the situation. Combining social studies and English will be a course called American Study, which will replace both American literature and government. A new industrial arts class will be offered called Problem Solving and Technology. To help fulfill the fine arts requirement, a course on film reviewing will be offered. These two new classes will be occupied by juniors and seniors next year. Recently, the Wells High School Library has reopened with a new wing that is dedicated in memory of Mrs. Dorothy Evans. Recently, Tracy Lavasser, FYI correspondent, had a chance to catch up with the librarian Charlene Ober to talk about the event.
Although there were some unexpected events with the new Wells High Library, Ms. Charlene Ober is here to tell us that it's almost underway. Hi.
Hi.
What were some of the unexpected events that happened to the library?
Well, the major unexpected event was the water damage that took place following the big thunderstorm on August 14th. And we had over 400 books water damaged, but 60 of them were very badly damaged, and we sent them out to be freeze-dried. And that was a rather unique experience. And the reason we sent them to be freeze-dried was because they were books that were not, could not replace the books, and they were the art collection, which is used extensively by the art department and the humanities course. And in order to save those books, the only way to dry them effectively because of the clay-coated paper was to send them to be freeze-dried. And that's what we did, and very successfully.
Well, this delayed some of the construction, but it's almost finished now. What are the new features of the library?
Well, I think the newest feature and the most important one is the additional space that we're going to have. We'll be able to double the seating capacity in the library. And in addition to that, we have made arrangements for the use of audiovisual equipment. There are 2 more microfiche readers available. We'll be able to do people will be able to come in and look at film strips, look at videos, hopefully use computers, electric typewriters. We'll be able to offer those kind of advantages.
Are there going to be any new rules that the students should be aware about?
No, not really. I think we've functioned very well in the past with the few rules that we have. Things have gone very, very well. I don't foresee any additional problems or any necessity for any new rules.
Do you have any special things that you'd like to say about the new library?
Well, Mrs. Wisner, our other librarian, and I are extremely excited about getting open again. We're hoping to begin to open probably Friday, and we're going to open sort of on the run, if you will. And by that I mean we will be allowing students to come in at least to borrow materials. We are waiting new table legs for the new tables, so it's going to be a while before we have all of our seating back available. So we're just going to do the very best we can beginning Friday, and hopefully by Monday we'll be really functioning fully.
That's good. I'm sure a lot of the students can't wait to get in there.
And neither can the staff. They're very anxious too.
Yeah. Well, thank you. This has been Tracy Lavassa for FYI.
Junior high students have found a lot to do during February. 8th grade French students have left for Quebec on Monday, February 6th. They are staying with host families for a week and in turn will host the Quebec students in May. In sports action, the boys and girls basketball teams will travel to Marshwood on the February 13th to compete in the Marshwood Junior High Tournament. And junior high wrestlers will begin practice tomorrow to prepare for their first meet, which will be held at Gorham on February 25th. On the social scene, the 8th grade will sponsor a dance tomorrow from 7 to 10 o'clock p.m. at the Ward Gymnasium on Route 1. A Wells Junior High team earned top honors in their competition, but it wasn't on the playing field. 12 students represented Wells in the first annual Southern Maine College Bowl competition at the Frisbee Middle School in Kittery. Coach Calvin Brown explained that unlike other competitions, College Bowl deals with a full spectrum of knowledge and allows students to use all of their academic tools and recall. We will now go to this week's feature with Holly McHale and Karen Lake, after which will be sports.
Do you realize that Valentine's Day is right around the corner?
Actually, it's this Tuesday.
Have you gotten your loved one something special yet?
Or something for somebody who you'd love to be your special one.
Well, we've thought of a few fun-filled ideas to get you away from the traditional roses and candy.
That will be sure to surprise your sweetheart this February 14th.
What about some love cuffs? You know, those red heart-shaped handcuffs. Easy to get on, easy to take off, and just the right thing to keep track of your honey at all times.
With all the new snow, get your sweetie a toboggan. You can go for a fun-filled day of sliding and even pack a lunch and enjoy a romantic picnic for two.
What about a bow and arrow? Let your honey play the part of Cupid this year, but you better watch out, because when you least expect it, you could be shot with the arrow of love.
So no matter what you decide to get them, get your sweetheart something they will remember forever
and ever.
Good thing I used my shirt.
Okay. Good evening, I'm Mike Gergley. We're here with this week's sports. For any high school basketball team, getting a chance at the state championship by making the regional tournaments is a goal set early in the season. Unfortunately for the Wells High Warriors basketball team, this goal will elude them for yet another season. The Warriors lost to the Kenny Grams on Tuesday, 54-62. A win would have ensured them a spot in the playoffs, Instead, the loss diminished all hopes of a playoff berth. This is now the 4th year in a row that the Warriors have missed making the tournaments. Making the loss even harder for Wells was the way they played with determination, only to come up short in the end. The Warriors led the Rams by 8 points after the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, Kennebunk came back and outscored Wells 23-7. Kennebunk couldn't shake the Warriors, however. In the end, Kennebunk showed why they are the #1 Class A team in Western Maine by stifling any attempts of Wells as a comeback. Holly?
When the Wells Warriors take the floor this Friday against Scarborough, they'll be taking the floor for the last home game season. Fans may want to take the opportunity to say goodbye to the Wells varsity players. The players include co-captains Mike Gergley and Rob Lambert, guard Chopper Carter, and forward Jeff Desjardins. Another important player who will be missed next season is Jason Cheek, who was unable to compete this season but volunteered his time to practice with the team daily. All will be greatly missed next year. If you would like to bid the players farewell, make sure you're at the Wells Ronco Gymnasium this Friday. Game time is at 7:30 p.m. On Thursday, February 2nd, the Lady Warriors traveled to Freiburg and came up on the short end of the scoreboard, 42-41. The game was decided on a last-second call when star center Holly McHale was called with charging. Freiburg made both free throws to earn the win. Wells came back against Kennebunk in their next game and held on for a 60-57 win. The victory improved Wells' record 11-6. They are currently ranked 5th in the Western Maine basketball standings. Wells' final game of the season is against the Scarborough Redskins tonight at Scarborough. Jason Cheek recently had a chance to talk to center Holly McHale about this year's team.
Hi, I'm Jason Cheek, and I'm here with Holly McHale, who recently received Sportlight Player of the Week. Holly, congratulations.
Thank you.
You recently beat the Marshwood Hawks. How big of an accomplishment was this?
Well, they were ranked 1st in Class B, and we were up around 7th or 8th. With that win, it gave us enough points to move us to 5th place and definitely secure us a spot in the playoffs.
What do you have to do in the tournament to be successful?
Probably play really, really good defense, and basically just have our offense, the 5 starters, have them score evenly.
And do you have any plans after high school to play basketball?
I hope to go to St. Joseph's in Wyndham, Maine. It's my first choice, and to play basketball. I've seen them play, and I'm definitely going to play basketball after school.
Okay, thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
This has been Jason Cheek reporting for Wells High FYI. Now, back to the studio.
After 2 weeks of straight and dedicated practice, the Wells indoor track team had a chance to show their stuff. The team competed last Saturday in the Central Maine Indoor Track Leagues. Junior runner Kyle Ouellette commented that the team as a whole did better than they have in any other meet. Some outstanding individuals in the meet were Nate Dufoy, who placed 2nd in the mile. Kyle Ouellette placed 1st in the hurdles, 3rd in the long jump, and 4th in the 300. Betsy Kelly took 3rd in the girls' hurdles, and the boys' relay team placed 5th. The team competes in the state meet in 2 weeks. Staff interviewer Adam Zoyce had a chance to talk to Bob Wynn about the leagues.
I'm Adam Zoyce, and I'm here with winter track coach Bob Wynn. Mr. Wynn, how has this year's season been?
As far as the regular season meets went, we finished the season very well. We had 1 or 2 losses for the boys and 1 or 2 losses for the girls. So it went really well.
This past Saturday, there was a meet at Colby College. How was that meet?
That was a conference meet. Out of 12 teams, the girls finished 5th place and the boys finished a 6th place. Now, out of the teams that beat us, there was only 1 Class B school, and that was Greeley. The rest of them were Class A schools, so I think we did very well. Very well. We had a lot of good performances. Some few people qualified for the state meet and things like that, so it went real well.
On the 14th, you're heading to states.
Yes.
Do you have any expectations for that?
The only expectations I have for the state meet, of course, every coach would like to win or to place up in the top positions for teams, but we have a lot of good individuals. Kyle Ouellette, who probably will come away with at least one medal, and Nate Dufort is also, he's right up there with the 2 mile. And for the young ladies, Betsy Kelly, she's in there for a medal, hopefully. But medal isn't everything. I mean, if you qualify for the state meet, it's a prestigious thing and you deserve to go. So those people that are going, which there's about 20 or so, it's a feat in itself just to go.
Okay, well, thank you for spending time with us. Now back to the studio.
The Warrior wrestlers have only 2 things on their mind this season. The first is doing the best they can possibly do in the regional meet this Saturday. The second is being able to come home in 2 weeks from the state meet with a championship title. The Warriors ended their regular season last Saturday with 2nd place in a tri-meet against Gorham and Winslow. Their outstanding records held by individual team members was Andy Bear, 18-2, and Nate Dingle, who remains undefeated. Coach Mark Luier has great expectations for regionals this year. He feels that all the kids have much potential, and he hopes to place as many kids as he can in the top 4 at the regionals. Regionals will be Saturday, February 11th at Edward Little High School. The state meet is scheduled for the following Saturday at MCI in Pittsfield. Mike?
The JV girls basketball team improved their record to 6-9 after they defeated the Patriots of Great New Gloucester. The entire team played well, with exceptional performances from Brandy Heath and Carrie Ouellette, scoring 11 and 10 points respectively. The girls have 3 games remaining and hope to even their record at 9-9. Holly?
The time has come for Devastation, Demolition, and a bundle of other competitive teams to do battle once again in the 3rd annual intramural volleyball tournament. Organizer and chairperson Jay Ardette has scheduled the competitions to start February 27th. With 1 day of scrimmage, and then the competitions will begin. The rosters will be handed out, and they must be returned by the Friday before vacation. Mike?
After one disappointing competition, the Wells Warriors cheerleaders traveled to Lewiston High Saturday, February 4th, to try their hands at the Class B cheerleading regionals. The Wells squad competed with 12 other cheerleading squads, both local and distance, for a 1st place spot. However, Wells failed to qualify as one of the 8 teams that went on to the Class B finals. As a team, Wells felt they did a good job, and their routine fell within the required time limit. Holly?
Recently, 2 Wells High School students competed in the Winter Special Olympics from January 29th to the 31st. Kathy Harden and Jason Foster journeyed to Sugarloaf Mountain to race in Nordic ski competition. Harden entered the 1-kilometer race, while Foster entered the 500-meter event. Both skiers took a bronze home in their events. That's all we have for sports this week. I'm Holly Weber.
And I'm Mike Gergley.
We will now join Missy Chase with this week's editorial. Good evening.
As I entered the doors of Wells High as a senior last fall, I assumed I would feel different. But still, nothing changed until the senior privilege list came out. Senior privileges are greatly appreciated by seniors, but to only those who have study halls or are eligible for them. Yet still something was missing. There somehow needed to be a distinction between seniors and underclassmen. Well, thanks to the careful decision of Principal Valjean Olin, there is a place to go that will specifically separate seniors from underclassmen. This is the new mezzanine, also known as the senior lunchroom. I realize permitting only seniors in the lunchroom was a tough rule to allow, but it is greatly appreciated by all seniors. And now, year after year, as underclassmen enter Wells High, they will have something to look forward to. And to all those seniors who enter the doors next fall, when lunchtime rolls around, there'll be no question in your mind that you are now a senior. This has been Missy Chase for FYI. Back to the studios.
As the athletic clubs of Wells High gear up in preparation for state tournaments, the groups and clubs of Wells High are also making big plans. The chess club, headed by science teacher Bruce Coburn, is finishing a 4-week chess tournament that began January 23rd. They will end their last week of playing Bug House, a chess term which means playing with 2 sets of partners and 2 chess boards. This year's winning chess champ will be featured in the 1989 yearbook. Will the French club be traveling to Quebec this year? Club advisors Nancy Trotter and Kristen Darlin are awaiting approval by the school board about the trip that is planned for March 17th through the 19th. The skiing was great, according to the outing club leaders Pam Parrott and David Nordstrom, on January 25th as the outing club ventured to Shawnee Peak for a day of skiing. The club's next excursion will be a cross-country trip. That is, if the snow continues to fall, and as soon as the warm weather arrives, they are looking forward to organizing an overnight trip to Lodholm Farm. Ben?
The days are adding up to the scheduled math team meet on February 14th at Kennebunk High School. The new team will compete in the areas of trigonometry, calculus, pre-calculus, geometry, algebra, and general math. Students who are presently enrolled in one of these math classes can participate in the competition and actually earn points towards their grade. Interested students should contact their math teacher for more information about joining Wells High math team. The high scores of Wells High School, that is, the National Honor Society, met this afternoon to discuss plans for poster sales in the upcoming month and a dance which is presently scheduled for sometime in March. In other news, this last weekend 20 high schools were represented at Deering High School in Portland for the 1989 academic decathlon. The teams competed in essay writing, mathematics, social science, fine arts, interview, and speech. Representing Wells High were Craig Farnham, Krista Ellis, Amy Ryan, Holly Morrison, Tim Gill, and John Roger. Roving reporter Adam Zoyce had the chance to talk with Krista Ellis, an academic decathlon veteran.
Okay. I'm Adam Zoyce, and I'm here with Krista Ellis, member of the Wells High School academic decathlon team. Krista, how is this year's meet different from last year's?
It wasn't as well organized as it was last year, and they had a shortage of people to help staff the meet.
What are the different categories?
We competed in the categories of essay writing, interview, mathematics, economics, science, social science, and speech.
How did the team do overall?
We placed 11th out of the 20th high schools represented.
Well, thank you for spending time with us. Now back to the studio.
As for the results of last week's meet, out of the 20 schools, Wells placed 11th, and Craig Farnham won the silver medal for honors science. Jen?
For one day, students of Wells High School were able to leave their classes behind and get a taste of what their careers might be like in 10 years. On Wednesday, February 8th, Career Day took place at Wells High School. It started at 8:35 and lasted until 11 o'clock. The students chose 3 electives that they might want to pursue as a career. It covered periods 2, 3, and 4, and there were approximately 60 speakers, ranging from medical technicians to cartoonists. Some highlights of the day were an airline pilot, a journalist from Portland Press-Herald, and a broadcaster from WCSH-TV. Ben?
Do you like to dance, or do you have a special talent that you've been hiding? Well, come and show it off this Saturday, February 11th at 7:30 in the Wells High cafeteria. The senior class will be hosting a dance which will also feature a senior talent show. The dance will start at 7:30 and end around 11 o'clock. A prize of $30 will be awarded to the winners of the talent competition. Jen?
A fluffy pair of moose slippers was just one of the 4 prizes raffled off this week by SAD members. The drawing was held on February 6th, and prizes featured were 100 gallons of heating fluid, a $25 gift certificate from Litchfield's Restaurant, a $10 gift certificate from Shaw's Supermarkets, and of course, the moose slippers. The winners are Kathy Claridge for the heating fluid, Pat Bragdon for the Litchfield's gift certificate, Linda LePage for the Shaw's gift certificate, and Vicki Patch is now a proud owner of a brand new pair of moose slippers. How would you like to make a speech and win a prize? Beginning in February, Wells High School's communication classes are preparing for a speech contest sponsored by the Lions Club. A speech is prepared for a grade and the contest, but however, other students that are interested in participating in the speech contest are able to by contacting Linda Perkins for more information. Ben?
Are you afraid of ghosts? Mrs. Janet O'Donnell's 2nd and 6th period drama classes aren't. Drama students ventured to Portland today to view the Portland Stage Company's performance of the play Ghosts by Heinrich Ibsen. The students later had an opportunity to ask questions to the actors and the director. Finally, for you this evening, if you are a single parent and are finding it very hard to keep up, then try an alternative. Adult Education is offering a course for single parents in need of some guidance in bringing up children on their own. By taking the time to educate themselves, single parents benefit both themselves and their children. They can talk with someone who has been through these experiences and get in return some advice. If you are interested, you may want to contact the Wells-Ogunquit Adult Education Office for more information. Well, that is all we have for you this week on Wells High FYI. Be sure to be with us next week at our regular time on Wednesday. For FYI, I'm Ben Harris.
And I'm Jen Flagg. Good night.
Night.